Welcome to the MICBridge team's Expo presentation. Today we'll be covering the 9 months of our project thus far, a two-faceted approach to solving the Micronutrient Information Center's problems. The first half of our team was a API web scraping solution that we created for them. And I am Caden Hawkins, a fourth-year computer science systems major, and I was the lead of the API and database management portion of this.
I'm Lauren Skako, also a fourth-year computer science student with an emphasis on data science. I was the lead of web scraping and research.
Hello, I'm Fatima Moussaoui. I'm a fourth-year computer science student with an interest in usability and CS education.
And I'm Shweta Bhatnaik. I'm a fourth-year student majoring in computer science with a focus on data science, and I was a part of the usability team.
For the project overview, we worked with the Micronutrient Information Center, which is part of the Linus Pauling Institute within Oregon State University. Their website, shown on the left, offers reputable information on nutrition's role in disease prevention and health promotion of vitamins, minerals, phytochemicals, and other dietary factors found in food and drink supplements. The main problem that they gave us for approaching this project was how to improve the usability of their website with data. Our main project goals were determining who is the audience, whether that be medical professionals, academics, and the public, how they use the site, and how it can be improved through usability bugs, responsive design for mobile, and also modernizing the design for the website. We took a two-pronged approach to solving their problem where we divided in two teams. The first one being the user experience or UX team, who used gender mag and user surveys to find usability bugs and propose and design fixes. They reviewed the website analytics for supplemental information. And the other team, which was creating custom solutions, was the API team, where we enhanced the site by creating an API to shortcut the definition retrieval. And this is used as a tool that will help them in future development processes.
All right, so this is what we did for the usability portion. First, our first goal was to find bugs. So we used the gender mag method, which is a way to, or is a systematic way to evaluate software by stepping through a user's shoes through a persona and a cognitive walkthrough, which kind of lets you go simulate a use case through some software product. So we used the gender mag and a combination of user survey responses through Hotjar to find our bugs and create our prototypes and also our design guidelines. So let me introduce you to the Abby persona. So Abby was first customized with the MIC team to have some details about their work life and their level of interest in micronutrient information. And they're also defined by a set of facets. And facets describe the persona or a user's problem-solving style. And there are 5 of them. Gender mag has, which is motivations, which describes how someone could be either tech-oriented or task-oriented, where they want to just finish their task. And then let's focus on the information processing style facet. So Abby tends to be very comprehensive, which means that she tried to gather as much information as possible before taking an action. So they'll try to understand the problem before trying to solve it. Compared to something that's like a selective information processing style, where you might just find the first promising piece of information and go from there. So with these facets, we use these to evaluate the website and trying to connect the motivations of the user to kind of understand how they might go through the website or some other product. Using that data, we ran 2 walkthrough sessions, each followed by a fix session where we brainstormed fixes towards the bugs we found. And we found 8 bugs across 2 of the use cases that we picked out for the website. And we've also supplemented any findings with Hotjar and Google Analytics. The user surveys were done through Hotjar, which is a separate product that you can use to attach to any website. And you can get interactive heat maps to see where users are clicking and also gather feedback. So you can create customized surveys and serve them, and you can see the responses. So some things that we've noticed or learned from the users is that there is about an average satisfaction with navigation for desktop users and a little bit lower for the mobile users, which makes sense a little bit because the website was not designed for mobile use. All right, and we'll move on to the demonstrations.
So here are the list of bugs that we found. More specifically, we're focusing on 2 bugs that we found from the gender mag sessions that we conducted, and we were able to critique as to what the issue was based on the sub-goal and the action that the persona took. In terms of proposing fixes, there was issue with the persona not being able to navigate to specifically health and diseases page, as in because of their information processing style, they would end up clicking somewhere that they were not supposed to, and that hindered their navigation process. So the fixes that we came up with have the health and diseases tab separately shown here so that it's easier for navigation. So here is the demonstration. We go to the tab of the health and diseases page, and then we're able to see health and diseases, all of the items being listed out. And colorectal cancer, here we were able to fix inconsistencies with the title, the summary, and also the header.
For the usability issue that the API team addressed, it was a problem with the site navigation for finding definitions of key terms. So with the existing functionality as shown in this video, users who are looking for definitions are redirected to a separate glossary page. So you can see here on the vitamin B12 page, when I'm looking for the definition of metabolism, I'm redirected to a separate glossary page where I have to find the definition. And then when I want to get back to my article, I have to hit the back button and find out where I was again. So this creates an extra step for users to obtain their desired information and requires a lot of redirects for definitions.
Our solution to that was to remove that extra step entirely. So as you can see in the video, if someone wanted to get a definition for a term, say in this example on the iron article, proteins, they hover over the word and they have it right there. DNA, any of these underlined words are accessible, and you do not have to now re-navigate to a new page. And this is something that the MIC could add to their website in the future. We ultimately want to reduce the time it takes for someone to get the information that they need, and that's the very reason they're here at this site. And now moving on to the tools and platforms and products that we used for creating not only the API, but conducting the user research. Let's quickly overview the robust software architecture that is behind the MICBridge product. The app framework, Flask, is what we opted to go with because of its flexibility and its lightweight structure. It's ideal for RESTful APIs, and it was quick to develop, and it was also quick to learn. It wasn't too far out of the realm of our knowledge. The database management, we use MySQL hosted through the cloud service Azure. It's essentially the heart of our entire system. It is what holds all the glossary terms, and it is what we query in order to get those definitions from those matching terms. We liked it because it's very scalable. They can add to this in the future should they continue to use it, and it's easy to start and stop for the resources that we had. Our client-side interaction we did through JavaScript and CSS. The JavaScript code would be injected to the Drupal website. This was a feature that we found is possible, so that's why we opted to do it this way. And it is what makes the fetch requests and displays and hides the pop-up. And the CSS is just used for styling. And the web scraping functionality is done through a Python library called Beautiful Soup. There were a couple options, but we liked Beautiful Soup's capabilities. It is effectively parses any HTML document that we fed it, and it keeps our database up to date when it will routinely parse the glossary page. And then the cloud development, as I've talked about, was done through Azure. Azure was a resource that we were familiar with. It's also very secure and robust, and we were very confident in its abilities to do the very simple task that we gave it, which was one table worth of MySQL database storage.
For the UX tools, we use GenderMag as I introduced before, and that was for evaluating our use cases. We also used Hotjar and Google Analytics. And for prototyping our fixes, we used Figma, which is a tool to simulate interactions and design interfaces.
And that brings us to the things that we loved about this project. Ultimately, it was a very good learning experience. There were some things we expected that we would get to do and some things that were unexpected, but challenges we overcame nonetheless. The main thing that we learned throughout this project was how to work with a customer. Now, not always a customer will know exactly what it is they want. They'll know a rough idea and they can kind of describe it, but sometimes the words just aren't there. And so our job was to ask the right questions to get exactly where we needed to get in order to give them the best possible product. And I think that that was one of the more fun things we found in this project, was navigating how to have that dialogue with a customer. And that ultimately brought us to how much fun we had working as a team. I think that at first we were uncertain about some of the elements of this project, but I think as a unit, we were able to come together and make something really fun with this project. and something that we can be proud of looking back on. Some of the new tools that we were able to learn and work with was a Hotjar system they had and their Google Analytics. With the amount of time that this website's been active, it was fun to like comb through their Google Analytic data and see the little intricate details of where customers or people that are interested in their information are coming from. Ultimately, I had a lot of fun with this project, and in order to make that possible, we have a couple acknowledgments to do.
And that brings us to a very big thank you. This project would not have happened without the guidance from our instructors, TAs, and our project partners at the MIC, Alexander Michaels and Victoria Drake. Thank you all so much.